Here's a problem I meant to do in class, and just one thing led to another, and it just didn't happen. So, let's do it now. So, this is problem 23 on the first homework. It's a pretty cool problem, but we just didn't get to it in class, so let's do it now. It looks like we have the sun over here, and it's some planet. Could be Earth, could be something else. You're going to have different numbers. Over here, I have 479 miles. That value changes, and that angle is going to change. So those values will be different in your problem, but I think the process will be the same. So hopefully you will still find this useful. Anyway, first question, use the information to approximate the radius and the circumference of the planet. Okay, so let's do that. Well, what's going on here is we have just a little slice, a little pizza crust here. 479 miles is that length. Well, what is that right there? That is going to be our arc length. And so we can say, well, that's S equals R theta. And we know the angle, right? They told me 6.9 degrees. However, we need radians in our angle, not degrees, so we're going to have to convert that. Anyway, the first question asked me about radius, so I'm going to answer about radius. So arc length divided by the angle. Okay, so let's keep going. For my problem, 479 miles, but that is something that changes from problem to problem. And I have 6.9 degrees. However, that's not that helpful because I need it in radians. So I'm going to multiply that by pi over 180 degrees. So that's my angle. I'm just converting it to make sure that it comes out the way it should. And you can see that those degrees are going to cancel, and this angle in the bottom is just going to be a number. It's just a number. So the only unit will be left is miles, and that is exactly what we need. So I'm not going to do this by hand, but you can do it by hand if you want to. Um, let's see if my computer will quit fussing and open up that calculator. So let's get that calculator going. And really, we don't even have to worry about being in radians or degrees in this problem because we're just typing in that ratio. So it's not like we're doing sine of anything. So we don't have to worry so much. I need pi divided by 180 degrees. That looks right to me. Your calculator may vary. Let's see what we get. So I found 3,977 miles if you round it, and I'm going to. So they asked me to round to the nearest integer, 3,977 miles, and there we have it. Okay, cool. Now it also asked for the circumference of the planet. Circumference is 2 pi r. So this is 2 pi. Specifically for my problem, 3,977 miles. And I'm going to show you that we're going to get kind of a error here. Okay. So if I type this in my calculator, I will not get the correct answer. So we need to watch out. What we actually need to do is keep that value from the previous part and multiply that by 2 and multiply that by pi, and this is going to be correct answer. So this rounds it too much, and it turns out it's not going to work. So watch out for that. That's one of those things that I think could trip anybody up on a good day. So watch out for that. Anyway, I think it's an interesting problem, so I hope this kind of helps you get started and finished up, okay? All right, reach out if you have any questions.